It's been a few weeks since we have any viewer related segment or content in this channel, and well, it's now time for your viewer comments. I'm gonna put this. Okay, so let me briefly update you with what happened to this channel, what happened to me. Honestly, nobody's going to care about me, but I try to pretend that people are actually paying attention. So what happened is I got busy. I got a side gig to attend to first, and then how that's done. So I'm going back to reviewing watches. I still have a ton of watches to review. I think I have like 5 in the schedule. I have that Baltony bronze diver. Sorry, Baltony, it's been taking me so long, but I'm going to attend to that. I'm going to have more SKX mods in the pipeline. They just sent their shipment, and we have a good Venezianico bronzo there that I'm hoping that I could start reviewing next week in time for the launch, or maybe no, I think they already shipped them to some people, so I may have missed that, but nevertheless, it's a good solid watch, so keep an eye on that. And another reason why it's been taking so long is because this mic is breaking down. As you can see, I started using the good old technique of wrapping the wire to a random placement in order for me to find that proper connection, because I think one of the wires are already loose. So in time, I may be replacing this mic, and this was the main reason why it took me so long. Actually, I've been taping this. I think this is the 4th time that I taped this segment, and hopefully you still want to hear what you guys had to say in the comment section, because that's how it goes with our YouTube channel. You just want me to read you what you've already commented on, and then for me to comment on your comment. So it's kind of like a reaction to my video and my reaction to your reaction to my video. So it's a circular nature. We're all jerks here, it seems. But anyway, that's also another thing why you come to this channel, for you to be called a jerk by its host. You are a sad, pathetic, and sadistic bunch of watch pirate babies. So let's go first to the first big one, the Zelos video. So Mr. Avventurina is now intermingling here. He's mixing between or commenting between the Venezianico videos that I have and also the Zelos videos. He's crazy about adventures, as you can tell. He's also very popular now in Facebook. So if you're a member of the Venezianico group and the Zelos Timekeeper Facebook group, you probably know who Mr. Avventurina is. So he's chiming in why the mother of pearl dials are not as subdued as one commenter mentioned, as they are asking for a more subdued mother of pearl dial from Zelos. So here's his comment about the more subdued mother of pearl dials comment. The less sold Zelos MOP model is the Mako V3 Thai dark blue MOP, selling way below the launch price. Also is being still limited batch. And why? Because more the mother of pearl color is subdued or dark, the more it is difficult to see the actual texture, which is right, and that kind of dampens the desirability of a mother of pearl. The mother of pearl is attractive not just because of its pleasing pattern, but also because of the pearlescence and iridescence of their color, and that's kind of lost when you subdue or you overpower it with a coating of color. So he is right, and I agree with that. And that's another design trope that Elshan is has been known to toy around with. He's done it before with the meteorite dials. I actually have one of his swordfish titanium with a unique meteorite dial that he felt didn't come out the way he wanted it to be. That is a lot darker and subdued, and I like that. So that was a happy accident that I was more than happy to actually pay for my money. But then, so that just goes to show that Elshan has been experimenting and gradually like tweaking and refining his designs, and that includes the color um, choices that he has. Okay, now for the big one, here's a comment from Wayne Sellers 4078. I've always said that I wanted a Zelos, but after hearing that they encourage flippers, I think that has changed my mind. Now here's the comment that I wanted to emphasize, not because I was triggered by it. I fully understand why what he's talking about here, but I wanted to hear your opinions. I wanted to hear the Facebook group's opinion about these allegations, because I myself had slip of the tongue there, and I said in my previous video, in my Zelos video, that Elshan or Zelos encourages the flipping of watches. Now, when I said that, I understood how many people might think that I alleged that Zelos encourages flippers. But I want to explain that a little bit later. But then I posted this comment in the Facebook group, and I wanted to see your opinion. So I picked out some of the opinions that I found interesting and actually backs up what I wanted to say. So Ben Ferris said, it's hard to say that it encourages flipping. He's just out there, Elshan, trying to find a balance between maintaining value and availability. If he wanted to support flippers, the quantity per dial would be decreasing rather than increasing. Yes. So that is one way that Elshan is trying to counteract this situation, is by increasing the number of the watches that he produces, so that those who have the intention of merely just buying them and flipping them for a profit may be discouraged, or by having less of a market value, because now there's more available for everyone. Of course, that all depends on the watch model, because even with the increased production, some models still sell out really quick. So in that sense, he is not encouraging watch flipping. In fact, he is trying to combat that, or keep a balance. Adam Bernauer says, anything desirable and limited attracts flippers, which is true. And other companies like Rolex have similar strategies. Well, kinda, but Rolex is a totally different animal. It's just that the demand exponentially exploded at some point, and Rolex couldn't keep up. At the same time, also they like the not publicity, but the cachet that it brings. Not quite the same as Rolex, just limits production, but that keeps the demands high, as people are more attracted to things that are hard to get, which is actually true with most other things, including shoes and other collectibles. That's a nice thing for Zelos, that watches are incredible value to start out, and I personally like being able to get near 100% of my investment back as the watch when I switch them out fairly often. So you see, even Adam Bernauer is flipping his watches, or switching them out, as he would say. I don't know if he literally means trading them or selling them, but let's be honest, we've done it all. We've all done it. I've done it. I've sold Zelos watches, and I was pretty happy that I could get the value that it retains. Now, most of the time, it does retain its value enough. You generally would take a couple of bucks here as a discount to give to the people, but that keeps the collectors happy, because the value of their watches is high, and at the same time they can switch it out for better, more pleasing pieces. And that is because Elshan has been trying to nurture this kind of watch production, demand and supply relationship. And I think he's doing fairly good at it, because he's put multiple devices to discourage scalping or overpricing of his watches, right? He's done the increase of production. He's also done the route of notifying his loyal followers ahead of time, so that they could prepare their uh, their collection or their wallets for the next drop. And if they miss the next drop, he also has that other back channel, Serious Watches, was it? Yeah, Serious Watches, wherein he sells some watches to them. So you don't have just one opportunity, but another opportunity to get his watches. So he's actively trying to actually discourage flippers or those people who have the intention of merely buying his watches and selling them for astronomical profits. Uh, but of course, what once you buy your watch, it's up to you what you want to do with it. So no one's going to accuse you of that flipper, that bad flipper mentality. We're all flippers at some point because we buy the moment that you buy something and you sell it again, you're a flipper. But this is not the same flipper that we attach to people that we don't like. You know, the people that overcharge to the point of highway robbery. Well, maybe they're the actual true watch pirates, if you come to say so, not just watch pirates on YouTube or pretend watch pirates. They're real watch pirates, real world watch pirates that demand astronomical prices that is unwarranted. Mr. Avventurina also chimed in. I think it's the right opposite because the increase of quantities of each parent to 400 is the thing that damages more flippers. So he does agree. And Dane Morris said, people just like to complain and will find anything to do so. And that is true. I back that comment 1000%. Especially the newer kids that are always on TikTok, Instagram. I have Instagram, so maybe I'm part of that problem. But nevertheless, many people just complain for the mere fact of complaining, for the sake of complaining, which is not a good thing. I've seen Starbucks baristas complaining for having too many customers. I mean, dude, you went and applied as a Starbucks person, employee. Your livelihood is dependent on having people to serve. So why are you complaining when people are serving you? It's the same thing. Look at Elchen. He never complains that there's so many of you buying his watches. That is unreasonable. You never see him complain. So you should take a hint at Elchen. That's a good thing. That's the manly thing to do. Don't complain. Just suck it up, do the work, make more watches, buy more watches, move on. Okay? Mr. Zelos, of course, we cannot. But no, let's save Mr. Zelos' comment for later. Okay, so let's go back to our other comments. So that's done. So I'm not gonna apologize that I said that Zelos encourages watch flipping, because most people might think that I'm alleging Zelos, and I don't want to admit to my wrong. That's another thing. But no, Zelos doesn't encourage overpricing and scalping flippers. Okay, they just want to combat that and balance it out, actually. So, which is the opposite of encouraging that mentality. So, going to our Tsar Bomba comments here. Steve Moreno always has a comment in, which is why we are very happy to have this loyal and quite frankly elegant and classy watch pirate right here. He says, another exceptionally produced video. I am not a fan of the style of watches or skeletonized dials to begin with, but knowing that the movement parts are just for show and not actually functional puts this at the category of disposable toy, which one would find in a clearance bin at a local Walmart. Ooh, burn. Well, he didn't say burn there, but he's actually dropping his 2 cents there. Wise words from watch pirate Steve Moreno. But it is true, I must admit. As much as I enjoyed the Tsar Bomba, those fake gears, just really feels that it's more on show and aesthetics than in substance. I would rather actually for them to have a regular Miyota front or skeleton face on it and just do something really cool with the dial. I would rather they do that than have those fake gears. And Abdul R Watches, who also has a watch channel, so support our fellow watch pirate there. Please watch his channel, subscribe to him. I don't want you to subscribe to me. Instead of you subscribing to me, subscribe to him instead. I think that the watch is great. Someone who doesn't care so much about horology of the watch, but it is a cool gimmick that people are looking for, something that looks like an RM but costs as much as a high-end G-Shock. Thanks. Okay. So he just subtly admits that, or subtly hints that those are the people that would buy this watch, and that is true. Honestly, I have that in me. I wanted to buy it, but I think my $1,200 would go somewhere else more useful. That is exactly what Cold Fusion here also mentioned. The watch is likely to attract specific audience, those who prioritize fashion over horology. Yeah, okay. I kind of have that in me, to be honest. I'm not so into horology, and the deep things. I want design, and I'm a more of a visual person. Maybe a more fashion-oriented person. I could accept that even. But I appreciate good horology whenever it is affordable. And even if it's high-end horology, I can also appreciate that, but not as much as the limitations that the lower ends may be working with. And when they do have some interesting and good designs to work with without spending the R&D for it, I appreciate that. I think I appreciate that even more. But that's just a hint at that, right? While it was briefly mentioned, going back to Cold Fusioner's comment here, alongside Zelos, the cost wasn't immediately clear to me. Consequently, I turned to Google and find out. Okay, so this is a smartwatch pirate right here. So he didn't just type in his comments. He actually went to Google and found out for himself. He's an extra hardworking watch pirate. The manufacturer suggested the retail price, MSRP. Okay, you don't have to do that. Okay, you don't have to put a parenthesis. We know what MSRP means. We know what the manufacturer suggested retail price means. Okay, of 1,200 seems significantly inflated. Of course, it is inflated, especially for a brand that is readily available at platforms like Amazon, eBay, and AliExpress. Yes and yes, I agree with that. But here's the thing. Let's first go with the AliExpress thing. That kind of waters down the Tsar Bomba's reputation. Many might think, right? But let's keep in mind that Seiko Design is also in Alibaba. What else? Star King. Well, Star King is already lower end brand. And some other, I see some Citizens there, but I don't know if they're actually from Citizen. But being in Alibaba doesn't necessarily water down your reputation. However, that was coupled because of the high price $1,200 for the whole collection, and that is indeed inflated. Knowing how much these watch components cost, knowing the kind of movement that you're getting, it is inflated still. But it is not unusual for any watch company to earn 40, even 60, 80% of their price tag of their cost on their suggested retail price. But then again, of course, that's where you get some back-end deals and discounts here and there, and you could lower that price immensely. Actually, I could get this a lot less. I actually reached out to Tsar Bomba and they were willing to give me a deal, but the problem is, I just couldn't pull the trigger as of yet. But it's way less than 1,200. But here's the thing also, you have to keep this in mind. Watch brands and collections, they generally at the minimum earn at the very least 40% above their costs, and even higher end luxury watches earn above to 80, 90, or even like double their costs. And that is not triple their cost, rather, not just double, because now double that is just 50% margin. But anyway, but significantly higher um, margins, because you have to keep in mind, like say Seiko, they have to price them really really high, because they have to go through multiple wholesalers first, and they have to consider the prices that their distributions would end up with. And at the same time, since they're the ones dictating, hey, the retail price, the MSRP should be like this, it should be profitable not just for their wholesaler but to the immediate distributors of those watches. I think it was uh, John of Island Watch. John? Island Watch. Mark, sorry, not John. Mark from islandwatch.com. From Island Watch. He actually explained that in one of his videos. That's why the explanation why Seiko is, ironically, is not offering sapphire crystals on many of their watches, while many micro brands could offer the same with better specs. Because the more that they add these expensive materials, the more that they chip in to the distributors' overheads. And if they continue to do that, then there will be no incentive for wholesalers and for dealers to actually carry their brand. So they have to play it nice also. They want to sell their watches, but at the same time, they want to keep their dealers happy as well. It's not like the Rolex situation, no? Okay. What You Want was also another new YouTube channel. I recently promoted this channel. I like their style and also their sincerity, and you should also subscribe to him. Here's what he said: this couldn't be a better reviewer than... Okay, I got that. It's tailor-made for me because of my watch. Okay, because that's what this channel is all getting known for now, because of the transitions and the watch strap changes. I don't know if that's even like design oriented, but anyway. And a quirky character. Here's what got my attention: much better looking than Siga or Audas, with a caveat of a higher price. But honestly, despite not being my cup of tea, if money wasn't an issue, I would buy it. Okay, I think Siga Design is much better at designing their watches. They just don't have this Richard Mille feel as of yet. I think they have some designs that could rival that. But Siga Design is actually a very well designed watch brand, and they're funded or backed by the Xiaomi brand, so they have enough capital to work with, so they can increase their R&D. They experiment a little bit more, and that's what I like about Siga Design. And I think I like them more than Tsar Bomba. So that's where I disagree with What You Want. But yeah, if money is not an object, then I could actually buy a Tsar Bomba myself. Yeah, or take that deal that I was mentioning earlier. Now to your the Guzman Comments. Thunder Hay says the great review, and the watch looks pretty good and seems great for the value of the price. Yes, I do agree. That's why I like the DG013 more than the DG010. I love the way that you blame your inadequate anatomy for the reversal not fitting, when in reality the design has never been compatible with human arms. I disagree with that sentiment, Dunderhay. JLC has a penchant for these designs. It just so happened that their newer designs tend to be not so small wrist friendly. But there are some in their collection that can fit my wrist. It just so happened that the one that I got for that example was the regular one, and I I recognize that the regular reversos lugs are way too long for wrists that are 6.5 or 6.25 like mine. But there are other options for me from JLC, but may not be necessarily reversal. So keep in mind, again, the original design of the reversal, it started out a little bit more daintier, a little bit smaller for polo hands. So that's an overstatement there. That's an over exaggeration there, that it's not designed for human hands. But I guess he's also scarred for life by JLC for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he had a bad breakup situation with JLC. I don't know. Dunderhay, let us know. Let us know your pain. We're here for you. We can help you out with a little rum and some pork. I could use some roast pork right now. Yes, that's true. Rod Salvador says, very nice. Been looking for a way to support the Filipino watch industry. What are the chances that they start sourcing Swiss movements? Although there's nothing wrong, I guess, with sticking with Japanese movements. This is in Salman is perfect. Yes, and they have a Salman version also. Hey, who knows? Maybe if somebody offers them a reasonably priced Swiss caliber for their next new watch, why not? I actually reached out to them and I wanted to see if we could work something out. They actually replied to me, but I'm going to keep it at that for now, as I don't want to keep telling you guys what's happening at the back end and then it doesn't happen, and then it just falls in the wayside, and then you're forcing me to just ignore it and then just not talk about it, and then so on and so forth. So I don't want that to happen. So let's keep it at that. But hey, it's possible. It's not that hard to get a Sellita caliber. So many micro brands have been doing that for the longest one. The thing is that the Guzman, I think, this is not coming from the Guzman, okay? I'm a Filipino. I know my budget. When I was in the Philippines, I know how much money I'm willing to spend. But their market is the Filipino market, and we tend to have less or earn less than your usual American counterpart. So having a Sellita will push that cost a little too high. And honestly, I think their cost is already low. I don't even know how the Guzman is keeping up with their business. They could actually charge more for their watches, but they don't. So that's actually a good thing. So don't abuse that. Don't wish for something that you might regret in the future. But so far, look, I mean, the Guzman, if it's a Sellita or it's a Miyota, you barely notice the difference anyway. For me, with a watch collection that's more than 10, you barely notice that. Believe me, I've never serviced any of my watches as of yet, even though I'm willing to do that. And if one of those micro brands that I have in the drawer there breaks down, I would still wear them. I wear an Omega that's broken down for years, and I don't have the guts nor the money to repair it. But you know what? I still wear it, and it's also a 34mm Seamaster. Oh no, sorry, Geneve, and I still wear it. I guess that's the hobo in me. that's thinking there. Single Track Mind says, I didn't raise my hand because you didn't say Simon Says. LOL. Oh well. Single Track Mind, you're banned from the show for today. For two things. One, for saying LOL. Laugh out loud, out loud. That's no. Please. You're a man. You're a grown-up man. Start talking like a grown-up would talk. And also, who plays Simon Says nowadays? Nobody does that anymore. Okay? It's one of the... I would rather you slide or swipe up in TikTok all day than play Simon Says. Okay? You're gullible enough to... you're gullible enough to have a TikTok account. Don't be that gullible that you need to be told Simon Says to do something. Anyway, now for your Avventurina comments. Climate Cypher requests something. He's almost banned from the channel as well, but you might be surprised. Kind request, please use normal sans serif font and increase the font size. Also, keep the words available longer so we can read it. Us old folks can't read funny looking small fast script. Okay. He was almost banned from watching YouTube on the phone because it's likely that he's watching YouTube on the phone. He's almost banned from doing that for making this request. Okay. But I'm not banning him because he has a point. I think my text is badly designed that you can't watch it on your phone. So I'm gonna try and accommodate that, okay? But probably I'm going to just write it like bigger because it's easier to do. That's the whole honest truth there. I'm just doing that because it's easier to do on my iPad. I'm still using the iPad to edit my videos. The Lawn News Monk IV 5982. Oh my gosh, what's this? Anyway, can you do a review of their chrono? He's talking about the Besenturo. I even forgot the name of that Venetianico chronograph. Can't seem to find any reviews on YT or on YouTube, and it has an interesting shape in addition to using a Seiko automatic movement. I didn't know that that's a Seiko automatic movement. Okay. As you know, most micros are using Seagull, Mega Quartz Seiko, which is what our 6030 chronograph is also using, or Stellita movements. Thickness becomes an issue with these mechanical movements, and I'd love for you to suss out. What does suss mean? You younglings, I can't. What does suss mean? Jacob. What does sus mean? What sus mean? What does sus mean? S-U-S. It says here, the guy asked, I'd love for you to suss out if their stated specs are accurate before I spend my hard-earned dollars. How old are you? And you don't know? Bro's lame. Anyway, I did ask Venetianico, and they said they would in the future. So we'll see. Well, I think they were all sold out, so they don't have anything in supply. So maybe when they restock, or if they have a new model, hopefully they would. They've been giving me a lot of Venetianico pieces, the good ones and the new ones. So keep an eye on that. There's more to come. All right. If you want to watch more Venetianico videos, keep commenting. Right. Keep commenting. Here's my arch nemesis commenting again, Mr. Shinobi 797. Again, watch pirates against ninja pirates. Well, watch ninjas. Watch pirates against watch ninjas. It's a rivalry made through time. Okay, built through time, through the ages. So he's forever my enemy, Mr. Shinobi 797. Here's what a watch ninja says. A blacked out date wheel is missed opportunity. IMO. Beautiful piece though, loving the glossy bezel. For once, a watch ninja is right. Yes, I think Venetianico missed the opportunity there to have a reverse date wheel. It should have been negative date wheel with white text. I agree. For the first time in history, I agree with a watch ninja. But he's banned from the channel for using IMO. Come on. Again, don't use anything in parentheses. I know what that means. I know what IMO means. You don't have to tell me. Okay? In my ovaries. That's what IMO means. Top 10 Gshock. Comments. PS Topani says the DW5040 PG is way nicer than either of the clear models, which I wouldn't even put in the top 10 for all the negative reasons you mentioned. And in my opinion, you see here, you just no need for well, wait, you didn't put it in a parenthesis because the whole second comment is on the parenthesis. Anyway, all clear models look like crap on the wrist. They are fine as display items only. Bleh. Okay, he vomited even on us. I'd put the DW5040 PG as number 3 after the MRGs. Yes, okay. I would accept that. Actually, that's what most people would gravitate on. Even Tails Neon 556 says, I grabbed the DW5040 PG. I feel like that was the quintessential 40th anniversary model out of all the 40th anniversary releases. So there you go. Maybe I'm wrong, but I like that DWE 5040 more though. I think I have a quirky taste. Fashion over substance, I guess, you know. But I must agree that's the regular consensus. And that also explains why I'm a little bit disappointed and there's a general lack of Gshock content lately, because there's nothing that really interests me with Gshocks nowadays. Hopefully they innovate more, they explore more, and a little bit more affordable for my pocket. It's hard to get them here. I just wish that I lived in the United States and I could get as many Gshocks as I wanted, but that's really not the case. It's really hard to get these Gshocks here in the island, and the ones that we have here are really old. But we'll see. At least we have SKX mods to help us out. I am even wearing one of their SKX mods, so don't forget that. And finally, let's end our video with Mr. Zelos. Zelos encourages people buying their watches. What people do with their own property is their own business and nothing to do with Zelos as a company. So there you go. Mic drop. Problem solved. The fat lady has sung and Mr. Zelos has put her to bed. That is the end of that discussion, and it will be forever solved. That's it. No one's going to be asking about Zelos and encouraging watch flippers. Thank you, Mr. Zelos, for resolving that for us, and that is our show for today. If you have any suggestions, comments, just let me know. Comment down below and continue to give your support to not just this channel that's willing to insult you any which way it could, but also all of the other watch channels that has been collaborating or commenting on this channel down below on all of our videos. I'll keep on suggesting their videos. There are some really good watch channels out there, smaller channels. It doesn't have to be the big ones, and they're very interesting and they need your support. Let's build this watch piracy ship. Well, it's more of a shipwreck now, and continue to have a jolly old run. Wait, I don't even know how to end this show. That's how much of a shipwreck this show is. Okay, so just comment down below. If you have any suggestions for microbrands for me to review, just let me know. Also, I still want to make that video of 3 microbrand suggestions, and hopefully it will be a constant thing. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the Guzman Tagalog version, and stay tuned for more microbrands and Gshock content in this watch design channel that doesn't seem to be talking about watch design, anything significantly design oriented lately. But we'll see. It's all up to you. See you next time.